Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Anime Lounge Short Flights. Today, we are going to be covering episode 23 of Bleach. Thank you for joining me on this one, Ryan.
Glad to be here.
All in all, not a bad episode, not the best one. Would you
No,
agree?
I would agree. Another kind of mid meh episode for me, but necessary for the story to be told.
Yes, left off on a huge cliffhanger,
Yes.
and just to kind of give a quick once over of what did happen in this episode, we got Hitagaya versus Mayuri. We found about another Stern Ritter named Pepe, who is Love Veers Byakuya. That was a good one.
Mhm.
And you get some craziness by Mayuri. And then at the very end of the episode, as long as you caught it, you saw the Stern Ritters finally make it to the Soul Palace.
Yes.
To go back to the beginning, I thought the fight between Hitsugaya and Mayuri was awesome.
It was very good. It was very good. It was interesting to see how Maori, when the Arrancar came and went up to go against Hitsugaya, he was like, "Hey, he's still a captain. You, you shouldn't just attack him." That
Yes.
was pretty cool.
I loved seeing Hitsugaya just kind of fully unleashed. You hadn't seen him fight like that. He definitely holds back every time he fights, and like that knee shard thing that was coming out of him was super awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Very like improvised on the fly type fighting. Very cool. Messed up Ikaku pretty bad, but he was being controlled. So
Yep. Um, and then Mayuri just was. We never find out what when he actually did that to Hitsugaya. He was just like, "I bet you want to know when," and then they just continue forward. Like you're like, "But, but I want to know."
uh he kind of explains it a little bit towards the end
Yep,
because the poison was in the Arrancar's blood.
yep.
So when it sprayed on him, that's when it got into him.
Mm, yes. Okay, so that's a little detail that if you miss, it's really easy to miss.
It is very easy to miss because the whole time I was watching it too, I'm like, wait a minute, how? No, how did this start? I'm like, this, I'm still lost. I'm still lost. And, and then it's just like quickly glossed over and then move on to the next thing.
Yep. Yeah, so it's definitely easy to miss. Thank you for catching that for me because I absolutely missed it.
Yeah,
But watching it, Hitsugaya kind of just keep replaying it was super cool to see.
yeah.
And
Kind of reminded me of like the first Doctor Strange when he went into the Dark Dimension against Dormammu.
yep.
I was like, oh, that's what's going on. But when did it start?
Yes, that's a very good reference. Actually, that exactly reminds me of that. So thank you. Um,
Absolutely.
and then just if you don't like needles, you're not gonna like this episode. Just throwing that one out there.
That is accurate. Myri's weird little injector, but hey,
Yes,
he's a weird guy.
yes. So if you hadn't read the manga, would you think that this is going to be a permanent thing by what Mayuri did to the three captains and the vice captain? Drawing a blank on her name. Rengoku.
Oh, yeah. If I hadn't if I hadn't read manga and didn't know, of course, yeah, I would assume it was probably permanent just because of how weird Myori is.
Yes, I could absolutely see Mayuri being like, "Yep, they're mine now," just like the Iran cars.
Yeah, that I wouldn't put anything past him because
Yep.
he's just that kind of weird. I mean, look, his lieutenant is created her. That's kind of creepy.
Yes,
It's
and we've seen him sacrifice her, sort of, to better himself into a fight. So it's not
yes,
out of the realm.
no, and so yeah, I would be concerned if I wasn't in the know that, oh, well, I guess that's Hitsugai gone. He'll never
Yep.
be normal again. So
We've also been, if you paid attention to the internet, you've been spoiled on the internet as far as Hitsugaya, so you can kind of put two and two together. If you haven't seen it, then just wait for the future. That's all I'm going to throw that out there.
absolutely, Hitsugaya fans, don't worry. Good things are coming.
Yes. And then the other fight we had was the Pepe versus Byakuya Kuchiki. Super awesome. Byakuya taking out those three Stern Ritters.
Like it was nothing.
Well, he did have to use his Bankai on the one with the gun,
Yes, he did use his Bankai.
which was so visually stunning. It's so good
It's
every time you see it.
absolutely like if you have a very, very nice TV, please use it to watch this. It'll be worth it.
Yes, I'm every time I have to watch this on my phone, I'm so disappointed because these episodes need a nice TV to watch it. They're so good.
Absolutely. I'm personally happy with. So I have a 65-inch LG G1, and it's oh man, it's so good.
Yes. Yes, I also have a 65 inch and I love watching these episodes. They've done so good and done such a good job on this series and I can't wait to keep watching it.
Yes. And one thing I found interesting in this episode, um, which it's kind of been shown throughout some of the other episodes, but the infighting between the Sternritters themselves,
Yep.
because Pepe showed up, and then I don't remember her name, the one with the weird mouth,
Yep.
was like, yeah, you kind of messed up there, guys. So
Yep, where she eats him at the end for basically not really betraying them, but trying to make infighting happen.
mhm,
So that was it's interesting because they're all trying so hard to basically make Yuhaba or make themselves worthy of him that they kind of betray each other, which is really weird to see.
yeah, it's kind of odd. Like, that's not a good way to breed a military, because if they're all fighting amongst each other, battles can be lost very quickly that way.
Yes, but as you know, for Yuhaba, they all go back to him anyway, so he
Yep.
doesn't care. They're essentially just tools. They're pawns.
Yes, which is what it is. I guess when you're that powerful, you can afford to do things like that.
Yep. Speaking of powerful, we get to see them enter the Soul Palace at the end of the episode. Do you think that's how they're going to start it, or do you think something else is going to happen?
I don't think that's how they're going to start the next episode. Um, I don't know how they would start the next episode, but there's going to be some very interesting things happening.
Yes. For anybody who doesn't know, next episode is going to be the season finale only because they're running two episodes. So episode 24 and 25 will be the last episodes. And so we're getting an hour long next week. It'll be very interesting. They left us on a cliffhanger, so we kind of have an idea of what's going to happen, but we really have no idea what's happening.
Absolutely.
But that's all we got for this episode. Thank you, Ryan, for joining me.
No problem.
Please please check out the anime show on Facebook and Instagram. Also, Subscribe to us on YouTube, drop us a like, and let us know what you think of this season. Have a good one.
Have a good one, everyone.